Hey Flosstube, Ashley here, Boogie Stitcher on YouTube, Schleezem_Boogie Stitcher on Instagram, coming to you guys with another weekly update. I skipped last week, we're doing this week. I'm still gonna try and do these weekly, but it has been a little bit crazy here with all of the sports that we are doing. So yeah, not a ton of different projects that I've stitched on, but a lot of stitching done on a couple of projects. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First things first, we have Grace and Hudson. Last time I had showed them, I had done some purple in her hair. This last time I did some black right in here, about 200-ish stitches. I have not been able to count it because of how busy we've been. So this one has kind of been sleeping for a little bit. But again, I did some black and there's still lots of black in this pattern. So I'm trying to just continue to stitch on like black or any color like that if I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Next up, we started a Christmas pattern. Oh, excuse me. We started this Christmas pattern. Yeah, it's a DIY, so it doesn't have very many colors. But yeah, and I didn't get very far. But we started it at least. Okay, here we go. That's it. I did one antler and part of the top of the hat for the reindeer. What that looks like is that. Total chaos. But we got about 300 stitches done on it so far. So this is an 11 count stamped kit. I'm using 6 strands. This one I had a really hard time starting because the holes in the fabric are pretty small, so I had a hard time. Excuse me, I'm apparently really tired. I had a really hard time finding a needle that would work with this for some reason using 10 stitch. So, but I did it. It's there. Okay, there's that, and that. Next up, we have one of my Wattobizz auctions. I've named him Jackson because he reminds me of Jackson in the book Crave. And so, yeah, I don't really have a good picture with me right now. So let me just pull up the picture. Let's see. Let's find Jackson. All right, Jackson is this top picture right here. Right there. So I'll go ahead and take the hoop out because I just got done switching to what I was doing. So I finally finished his face. His face is amazing. And I just switched over to background. Straighten them out a little. Fold them up so I can show you easier. And let's move all the strings off of his face. There we go! This is Jackson from Crave, or at least who I think Jackson from Crave is. So I have finished his face, completely done, and then I have just moved over here to do some background stitches. Kind of hard to see because they're all very like light neutral shades, but it looks like that and that. That's his face. Pretty cool. I am loving stitching on this and Aurora, which I'll show next. Absolutely loving this. When I first started stitching it, this was like all black. There's only like 2 colors in this eye, and then this was like super dark. And I was like, oh no. But I know from stamped kits, you really need to fill out the area you want to see and some of the background color around it in order to be able to see the details and what it actually looks like. If you just fill out that one detail and you're questioning it, it's not going to work out. You need to fill out some of the background stitches in order to be able to see everything and get the full spectrum of what it looks like. And he's stunning. I love it. Love, 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 love it. So I did some of his hair and then from there moved to background. I'm gonna finish this section. I'm gonna finish this red section right here, this green section, and then there's a bunch of these like black forward slashes that I'm gonna fill out. And then from there, I'm going to finish his hair right here. And then probably the black right here as well. That's also part of his hair. But yeah, that's my plan with Jackson so far. I also went to Michael's and got some of these glass dragon egg beads and I turned them into needle minders. So much fun. I have these magnets. So I just like glued them and then I'm using just dollar store magnets as backers. So I get these from the dollar store. They're just like office magnets. And I'm just using these as backers and then the decorative needle minders on the front. So it's super cool. Anyway, I'm currently working on Jackson right now. He's still kind of being worked on until I get, you know, to a spot that I feel comfortable switching over to something else. Oh boy. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about Aurora. I've named her Aurora. She's absolutely beautiful. I also really like working on this one. Jackson's 14 count. This one is 14 count. And I'm using a size 22 needle with 4 strands on the 14 count. And with Aurora, I just got done finishing her ear. And then I am attempting to start stitching her hair. So let me take this out of the hoop also. There's kind of a lot to show. Let me fold it so it's easier to show. And move the strands. Okay, here is Aurora. So, yeah, I have nothing but wonderful things to say about her. Like, she's been a pleasure to stitch on. This is also from Wattobizz. I won this as an auction. So a little bit about the auctions. The Wattobizz auctions, it's a Facebook group, Wattobizz Cross Stitch. She also has a website, which I'll post down below. Once a month, although we're on a break until the beginning of February, but once a month normally, there's an auction. And the auction allows you to get stamped kits for cheaper than what she normally sells them for. So a normal kit with 50 colors goes for $50. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful artwork. And so the auction, the bidding price normally starts at $30 or $40 depending on the size of the pattern. And then you can auction on them or bid on them. And so you could get a kit for $30 if no one ends up bidding on them, and then it's like $20 off of a regular price. Or you could end up paying over regular price depending on, you know, how bad you want that pattern and how much you're gonna bid with someone else. But it's super cool because she's always asking for ideas of patterns or pictures that you want to have created. You can, you know, reach out to her and get a custom created kit. Anything you could think of, you know, she can most likely come up with. She's great at creating images that come out of your head and making them come into real life. It's great. So yeah, I got this at the auction. There was just an auction that passed. Now they're taking a break until February. But she's amazing. I love her. I'm loving stitching on her. I finished her ear right here. And then there is some like an earring down here. I'm not gonna do the earring yet. I'm just gonna work up above her ear and do some of her hair. And then I'm also gonna be working on some of her forehead and filling in like next to her face right here, because this is her face and all this blue is like makeup on her. As you can see right here, she's got like a bunch of paint on her. So that's what all of this is right here. So I really want to get that dark hair color, the dark and purple, to really make the face pop. But she's beautiful. I love her. I cannot stop working on these patterns. This has like been my life the past 2 weeks, basically since I got them. I've done nothing but stitch on Jackson and Aurora. They're so much fun. All right, and speaking of Wattobizz, Nikki, the thread maiden on Instagram, sent me a care package, and she sent me a couple of Wattobizz patterns as well. So, my husband and I really love The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and I love watercolor, and she sent me this. It's got my favorite type of tree, it's got like the beautiful colors in the sky, and then it's the Hobbit house. Like, isn't that amazing? So this is my very first 16 count stamped kit, and this is from Wattobizz as well. And it being 16 count, that makes it, let's see, 314 by 314 stitches. And when I first picked this up, I really struggled. I really struggled. So for the 14 count stamped kits, I'm using a size 22 needle and 4 strands. With this 16 count, that was not working. It was too bulky for the 4 strands, and the size 22 needle would not go through very well. I was having to really pull and pinch, and it was hurting my fingers and my arm. And so I started experimenting. I could not find a needle that I had that would work. And I really wanted to stitch this 10 stitch because this is a really big kit. So I took Nikki's advice, and I think Emma mentioned the same thing. Actually, I think all of my cross-stitching friends said the same thing. Go to the craft store, get new set of like assorted needles, and try it. So I did. I went to the craft store and I got like a bunch of different sizes. And what ended up working out is a size 24 needle. So yeah. And then I switched it to 3 strands tent on this one. There's like a thread that's popping up. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Okay, so that's what I did. Is I started this. It's 16 count stamped kit that I'm using 3 strand tent and a size 24 needle. And then Nikki also made me a little needle minder, the Hobbit, with the dragon and the ring and the mountain, which is super cool. But yeah, so I've gotten this started. I haven't gone too far. I just stitched on all of this last night. I'm trying to just kind of stitch 1 or 2 strands a day, because the 16 count is so small, and I'm in the top right corner. Any corner that you stitch on is a little bit rough, so it's kind of hard to get going on. But I love it and working on it. And then the other one in the care package, which I will be starting this week, and it fell on the floor, hold on. She sent me this kit from AliExpress, which is another 14 count, and I'm really liking the 14 counts, honestly. The only 14 count stamp kit that I have, besides the Joy Sunday, is a custom created kit of the Hobbit, or not the Hobbit, Harry Potter. So yeah, I'm curious to see what the 14 counts now feel like, because I got that kit like 4 or 5 years ago, created, and this one's like a fairly new one. So Nikki knows I love lanterns, I love blue, I love everything about that vibe, and she got me this. It is like a night street with a bunch of lanterns and buildings and a night sky, and it's beautiful. So I haven't started it yet, but I am going to start it, and the fabric is super soft on this one too, which is really nice. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this one started this week. It's a 50 by 50, and it is 220 by 220, and it has 25 colors. So there we go. So, yep, gonna start this one this week. Super excited by this one. Thank you, Nikki. Okay, that's not gonna go in the back. Okay, next up, I think there was only one other one that I worked on, and is also a new no, there's two that I worked on, but the other one is over there in the pile that I forgot to grab, so I'll have to go grab it in just a second. But this new one is a stitching sal. It is counted though, and I've really been struggling with counted the last couple of weeks because, again, we've been so busy and the kids just don't want to the kids need me. They need mommy. They need mommy time. So I haven't got very much counted stitching. But this is, this salad is from Needlelot. Needlelot Designs on Instagram. And let me show you. It's a mystery sal, so you don't know like what all the parts are going to be until they're released. But the first release of the pattern is this. Super, super cute. I'm so excited to see what this is going to look like. I dyed up the fabric, but I left the fabric in for longer this time because I wanted a little bit darker of a purple, but I left it in too long from what I personally prefer. So it ended up being a really dark purple, which makes it a little bit harder to stitch because I can't really grit it because it's super dark purple. But it will look really cool. So here is the fabric that I dyed. It is 18 count Aida. Yeah, 18 count Aida. And there's another one of the little needle minders that I made, but this is all I've gotten done. This is like 98 stitches done. And that's it. Like I haven't gotten anything done at all. I did just start this like yesterday or the day before, one of the two, I can't remember. So I did just get this started, but the next portion comes out in 3 weeks, and each section is approximately 2,000 stitches, and this one's a little bit more being the first one, so I really need to get going on this. So hopefully I can keep up, but if not, then it is what it is, and it'll just be fun stitching it. So there's this one. And then the other one I started too. I need to get the picture for you really fast. It's called Cozy Night. This was gifted to me as well. And super, super cute. I love it. Love, 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 love. Super, super cute. Let me grab the pattern for you though. 1 second. I gotta get up. Because I left it over here. Okay, here, again, a very sad start because counted has just not happened, but here's what I've gotten to. So yeah, not very far at all. Again, it is a little bit hard because it's a very dark piece of fabric, so gritting is very hard to see, and it is counted, but I have gotten started. He's a cute little pumpkin. How can I not start him? But I do have him next to the couch on like my little side table, so that way I can see him and stitch on him and Hudson and any other counteds that I have as I have time throughout the day, while maybe Teeny is taking a nap, for example. So maybe after this video. Okay, I think that is it for all of the stitching. If you all have any questions, please send me a comment or send me a message. I'm happy to get back to you as quickly as possible. And yeah, I hope you all stay safe, stay warm, and take care. Bye.